But I'll now explain to you why I'm not with you tonight. I'm actually tonight in Jerusalem. And I'm in Jerusalem, next slide please, for the following reason. I found myself in the course of work on what is known as the Gaza Strip, which you can see on the first map slide, marked by the word Gaza, southwest of Jerusalem. And those of you familiar with this part of the world, next slide please, will know that the Gaza Strip is literally a tiny strip of land, at most about 12 kilometers from sea to the fence with Israel, and much narrower in other places. You will probably recall that this last summer there was another war between Israel and the Gaza Strip that lasted 51 days. In the course of that war, 2,100 Gazans were killed, whereas only a rather limited number of Israeli soldiers and a very small number of civilians were killed. But I'm not here to argue or express any view on the comparative rights of the two sides of that conflict. But what is absolutely clear is that Israel has complete control of the Gaza Strip. There is only one crossing ever open now. It's the crossing at the top, the Erez crossing, because Egypt has closed the crossing at the bottom. In consequence, when without warning, 3 days ago, Israel closed the Erez crossing for no good reason, I joined the 1.8 million Gazans as a prisoner, effectively. They are imprisoned within this strip of land all the time. It is very difficult or impossible for them to get out. Socially, almost impossible, I understand. They can get out sometimes to Israel for medical reasons. It's very difficult for students to get out even to study abroad. They are locked in this piece of land, vulnerable to attack on all sides, with the Israelis reducing the area of sea to which they are free to go safely without being shot at to fish. And if you look at the eastern and northern boundaries, you'll see quite an appreciable pink margin by which their territory has been completely reduced, thus reducing them from about 17.5% of agricultural land. Now, I had an experience of being without the freedom to move. I have no doubt how important that freedom is. Next slide, please. This is what it was like to be in a place from which you had no freedom to get out in the summer of this year. Think on that. Most conflicts, however miserable they may be, have for some or all of the duration of the conflict a corridor through which you can leave to become at least a refugee in another state. For example, for the Yugoslav conflict. Here, no wonder every member of the population was terrified for 51 days, unknowing of where the next attack would come and having nowhere to go. They lived in terror.